Warning: this review of WandaVision Episode 6 contains spoilers. If you have not yet seen this episode and don't wish to get spoilers, do not watch this video. You have been warned. Otherwise, enjoy the show.
Halloween!
Halloween's a magical holiday. All about
They're doing so Malcolm in the Middle. Look!
be bleeding, broken, or on fire. Whoa, whoa. Are you old Red Riding Hood?
I'm a Sokovian fortune teller. Thank you for humoring me and wearing this ridiculous getup, honey.
Well, there were no other clothes in my closet, so. You are incorrigible, darling. I know you have a secret thing for Mexican wrestlers.
What the heck?
Chili con carne.
Chico Carne!
So hungry, I'd eat anything.
Commercial. Let's see what Easter egg do they have here.
Hungry. I remember hungry. I used to be like that all the time.
Wow, that was disturbing.
Yo, magic! The snack for survivors.
Okay.
Just trying to do my part. Okay? Come to town unexpectedly, create tension with the brother-in-law, stir up trouble with the Rugrats, and ultimately give you grief. I mean, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
What happened to your accent?
What happened to yours?
What are you doing here?
Town Square Scare. Where is it?
Oh, well, the town square, I expect.
Am I dead?
Oh, no. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dead. Dead. Dead.
Oh, shut up.
Dead.
Agnes. Agnes, please, calm down. Agnes.
Okay.
I will fix this, Agnes, I promise.
Okie dokie, neighbor.
I like it every time there's like a what the hell moment. When they go back to normal, they're like, okay, like all cheerful and shit.
Where were you hiding all these kids up till now?
What?
I assume they were all just sleeping peacefully in their beds. No need to traumatize beyond the occasional holiday episode cameo, am I right? You're always empathetic.
But she wasn't. She said.
Hey.
Oh, that's so sad. No!
Understand what's happening to me?
Where is he? Where's your dad?
Hey, don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband could die twice.
Yes, you can, you idiot. Did they take him? Oh no, they didn't.
Jimmy, do you see that? Something's happening.
It's moving. Go, 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 go.
Oh, she's making it bigger to get him back inside. Unhook! You sons of bitches. Darcy! No! Oh my god, everybody's going in there now. She's got everybody. A circus? Oh my god, that's how strong she is, man. Oh, get her. Get him, get him, get him, Wanda. Come on, get him. Wesley. Oh my god, it's spreading! Holy crap, that thing has gotten big. And it's still getting bigger, isn't it? Oh no, it stopped. Oh, come on! Hey everybody, what's up? This is RDH Davis, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reactions to this episode of WandaVision, episode 6. It was a really good episode, so I can't wait to talk about it with you in this video. So let's get started. Hey everybody, this is RDH Davis, and tonight we're going to be talking about WandaVision episode 6. That's right, finally. I want to apologize that this video will be uploaded very late. Since I live in Texas, since we had that winter storm, all the powers went out. We had no power, and a bunch of stuff happened. I'm pretty sure a A lot of you have heard about it in the news. But we've got power back for who knows how long, but hopefully things will get better from here on out. Now, in this episode of WandaVision, all new Halloween all new Halloween Spooktacular. I like the intro. Now, in this one, we have a very different intro that kind of resembles a lot of that television show that we all used to watch. Malcolm in the Middle. That was the name. And I love how in every episode of WandaVision, they always have like a very like different intros that resembles a classic TV show. I Love Lucy, Roseanne, and all those other good shows I've talked about in the last episode. And this one, I was like, oh look, Malcolm in the Middle. And it's like, once again, why is she living in a world that's like this? Like it's like a comedy TV series. So we have yet to get an answer about that yet, but let's hope maybe in the future we will know why. And let me just mention this very important thing that I've noticed in the show. It's not an Easter egg, it's not anything else, but the little actor, the young boy who plays, what's his name? Either Tom or Tommy or whatever their names are, but the one that keeps talking to the camera, that actor is the same actor who came out in, for those of you who have watched the Haunting of Hill House, he plays the little boy with the glasses, the cute little boy with the big glasses. I was like, and I even thought, why does he look so familiar? But there were moments when he would look up, or I don't know, there was a moment that he looked up, and I was like, oh my god, that's the little boy with the glasses in that show, The Haunting of Hill House. And by the way, in case you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix series, and it's a very good show. Scary and everything, but it's just very good. Anyways, back to WandaVision.
Traffic light. Half shut corn. A booger.
Yes.
Yes! Thank you for humoring me and wearing this ridiculous getup, honey.
Well, there were no other clothes in my closet, so. You are incorrigible, darling. I know you have a secret thing for Mexican wrestlers.
Gusta mucho.
Chili con carne.
It's nice to see Wanda and Vision wearing the classic costumes from the comic books of X-Men. Wanda wearing her Scarlet Witch outfit, and Vision wearing his original outfit from the comics. So I thought that was pretty cute. When he mentions to Wanda, like, I know you have a thing for Mexican wrestlers, and she's like, me gusta mucho. I was like, what? In a way, it's kind of like, oh, I could kind of see, his costume being a Mexican wrestler. But I thought that was pretty funny. That part made me laugh a lot.
But no, that's not what you're supposed to. Well, you didn't tell me you had plans.
Well, I am telling you now.
Mom and Dad have been not fighting, just like different. It's their first.
We'll have a spooky time tonight.
So in the part where Vision is gonna go out,
Wanda,
and this part, when he kisses Wanda in the cheek,
be good.
I have to say, like, when he kissed Wanda in the cheek like that, I thought, like, immediately, oh, they're having some relationship troubles, and I thought, oh my god, is this gonna affect their relationship in the future? And if so, wouldn't that be so interesting? Because we've always known that Wanda and Vision has always been a cute couple, But wouldn't it be interesting to see, like, what would happen if, they had some relationship issues where it just starts to go downhill, and I don't know, all of a sudden they just end up not loving each other anymore? Because in the last episode, I would have thought Vision would still have some issues, which I'm pretty sure he does with Wanda, after learning about some secrets of what's been going on in their town, and after that argument they had in the last episode, in episode 5, towards the end. I would think, there would be some tension going on between them. But when he comes down with his costume, and they have that moment where he's all like, oh, I know you have a thing for Mexican wrestlers, and she's like, me gusta. I thought, so what, did they just forget about what happened the night before, or a couple of days? I don't know what time this is, how many days have passed since that argument, but it seems like they've forgotten all about it or something. But I don't think Vision has. Because I think when he kissed her in that moment, he's just like, gotta go. I gotta take care of some stuff.
Hayward is way overstepping his provisional authority.
He was looking for a reason to sideline us. He's up to something.
Let's go, everybody in.
Who's got some fighting skills?
Why didn't anyone tell me the plan?
You okay?
Let's move.
have to say this. When they were fighting, Monica and Wu were fighting against the security guards or the SWAT team or whatever. I thought it was so funny that they were doing all that fighting, and then the soldiers walking around in the background just didn't notice anything. They're just still walking around with their rifles or their weapons in their hands. I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
It's not a competition, Tommy. It is if you're a winner. Tommy.
Unleash hell, demon spawn!
Do you remember when we were at the orphanage after Mom and Dad died? What was the name of that kid who was always trying to steal your boots? You know, he was the one, he had the skin thing.
You're testing me.
No, I'm not.
Hey, it's cool. I know I look different.
Why do you look different?
You tell me. I mean, if I had found Shangri-La, I wouldn't want to be reminded of the past either.
All right, so I'm so glad that, because those of you guys who watched my last episode, I was like, why is Wanda so accepting of this new Pietro? Like, she knows that this is not how Pietro, her brother, looked. I mean, it's her brother, for God's sakes. And it's like, why is she so accepting of him and welcoming him into her home? Well, I like, and in this part, that she's questioning him. Like, remember this part when we were little and everything? And also, in the beginning of this episode, episode 6, when this fake Pietro, Evan Peters, tells Wanda, hey, remember that time we were little and we were trick-or-treating and they have that flashback when they were little? And she has that look on her face where she's like, I don't remember that happening, you know? And then when she's questioning him here, he's like, oh, so I know you're questioning me and everything. You're testing me. She's like, no, I'm not. But she is. And I'm glad she is, because she's like, she wants to be sure, like, why do you look different? Like, she even, like, what she says, like, why do you look different? She knows, but I don't know why. Part of her is just still trying to accept it, but the other part of her is not. It's like if she's in conflict with two people inside or something. I don't know. I think that's just so interesting, like how she's questioning him, but at the same time she's just like not pushing it too hard, you know? She knows that's not her brother. So I'm glad she's questioning him.
Sorry, when I got to bounce.
Well, maybe Vision can help you out.
Vision? Oh, he's not gonna do it.
No, I thought.
Is there something I can do for you, Wanda? Do you want something changed?
No, it's fine. Never mind.
Alright, peace.
So you see, like I said also in the last episode, that the neighbors, some of the neighbors and some of the people in this town they kind of know what's going on. And so when Wanda was talking to Herb, is like, oh, hello, how's patrol going? And when she finds out that Vision's not in patrol, that he's not on duty, I thought, uh-oh, she's probably going to go out there looking for him. But you can tell that he's out there investigating. He's trying to get some more answers. But when Herb tells her, is everything all right, Wanda? Is there something you want me to change for you? It's like, why ask that kind of question? Something to change? You know how she sometimes when something happens in her world that she doesn't like and she changes everything. It's like, okay, so Herb knows something too, but yet he's still in this trance or this idea or something where he's like, she knows she's the master, but I don't know. It's just so interesting to me. But anyways, so later on, meanwhile, what's going on with Vision? You know, he's out in the streets investigating something. But then, in this one part, this very interesting part, when he looks over to these people at their homes decorating their house with Halloween decorations, he notices that woman that's trying to hang the ghost up, she keeps repeating herself. And then, I hope that's her husband. Maybe it's another guy she's having an affair with. No, I don't know. But the guy in the background who's gonna place the pumpkin on the floor, but then he picks it up again. I was like, that's so weird. Why are these people in repeat? And then when the camera zooms in closer into the woman's face, you see that she's crying, and I'm like, oh my god. In that moment, I couldn't help but to feel bad for these people, because they probably are suffering in the inside, or something's going on where it's like, I don't know, just seeing that person cry, she's probably thinking about how she's trapped in this prison, in this world where she can't escape, and that's not what it's not what she wants. It's not what the lifestyles that she wants. But this is her world now, and this is her prison, and she's stuck like this. And being stuck like that and repeat, it's like, that's so sad. I thought that part, it kind of got me sad, because I was just like, these poor people. But then I thought also in this moment where it's like, Wanda, like, what the hell? Like, what were you thinking? Something like this. Now, let's talk about Wanda now that I'm in this topic. Something like this for Wanda to do, it just doesn't seem like she would do that, like, herself. I could be wrong, but if she does, I really want to see why. Because I want to go back to the movie Avengers Endgame, towards the very end where she's talking to IHawk. They're having a nice conversation, and when IHawk says, "I wish we could tell them," which is like, not what's her name, Black Widow. I wish I could tell, our friends that, we did it. Something like that, right? Something like that. I remember that well. But I remember she says this: they will be proud of us. No, she knows she would be proud of us. They both do. And she's talking about Vision. And that part, it seems like she was very accepting of her losing Vision. Maybe in that moment. And then I guess eventually she started to feel, depressed and everything. And maybe it led to all this. But it just seems like she was very accepting of it. And I don't know, I just feel like her accepting through it and everything, I'm talking like if I know her, but I don't know, from what I've got from Scarlet Witch, it seems that she was very accepting. But I feel like, remember how I said in the last episode, what if there's more to it than that? What if someone else is controlling Wanda? Because I'm still stuck in that theory that somebody must have put Pietro, this Peter Evans Pietro, in her doorstep, right when Vision was confronting Wanda, trying to get answers from her, like, why did you do this and everything? But she mentions, like, I can't remember. You think I'm doing all this? I'm not, but I just can't remember how we've got here. But she's going along with it, right? But I'm like, someone must have put her there. And I think whoever that person was probably convinced Wanda to do something like this. Why? I don't know. But it just makes more sense to me. I think someone manipulated her into doing all this, and now that she's doing all this, it's working to that person's advantage. I don't know who. I don't know who the main villain is in this show, but there has to be, and I think that person has to be the main villain who just has to be the main villain who manipulated Wanda into doing all this chaos. Because really, would she do something like that, of making these people suffer? Making her live in this world, this fantasy world where she's getting everything that she wants, but for the price of, like, just taking away other people's lives, their lifestyles that they were living in another world, in reality world, and forcing them to do this. But look at them now. They're broken. And they're suffering. They want to go home. It's like, Wanda, you need to open your eyes and see what the hell you're doing. If she's really doing this by her own will, oh, Wanda, what have you become? Darn it. And I love Scarlet Witch, so it's like, I really hope there's more to it than this. We have to wait and see.
I'm so hungry, I eat anything.
Okay, so let's talk about this weird commercial that I found really disturbing.
What did you do?
Snacks on you, magic, bro.
And this kid, that when he couldn't open that yogurt, and time is passing by, and he's just turning into a dead skeleton, I was all like, what was that? That was so disturbing. But it's like, why did they show something like that? What kind of commercial was that? I feel like these commercials that they keep putting in every episode of WandaVision in between, it's like, it's a message. It has to be. It's obviously a message or something, but what does that mean? From what I took, it's like, so when we saw that woman that's like stuck on repeat and that's broken, I wonder, how Wanda's like making time go by really fast. I don't know how, but her children are growing up fast. Well, at least it looks like they stopped in that age, and hopefully they stop at that age. It seems like, from what I got that commercial, are those people from the inside, like, as time is going by fast, are they dying or something? I don't know. It's a dumb theory, but I don't know. That's what I got from it. But I was like, no, I don't know. But that's the first thing that popped out of my head. Like, it has to do something with the people that are stuck in that fantasy world with Wanda. That was a disturbing commercial.
So late. Can't believe you're making them return all the candy.
I can't believe what about him? Yes, you are.
I'm just trying to do my part. Okay? Come to town unexpectedly, create tension with the brother-in-law, stir up trouble with the Rugrats, and ultimately give you grief. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
What happened to your accent?
What happened to yours?
Okay, when that part happened, when Wanda's all like, what happened to your accent? And he replied back that fake Pietro was all like, what happened to yours? I'm like, well, he's got you there, Wanda. That was good. And by the way, I thought that was, okay, so it's very interesting to see that one of her children, I think that one's Tommy. I hope I'm right. Tommy is the one that has the same powers as Quicksilver. Okay, but I thought that was interesting, but at the same time, I thought this. Why does he have the powers of Quicksilver? Because I would have thought, you know, her children would have the same powers as they do, or maybe it's just different. I don't know how that works. But seeing that he has the same powers as Quicksilver, that he can run super fast, I'm like, doesn't that mean that Wanda must have slept with her brother? You know what I mean? That's like, because that's how he got the powers from his uncle. You know, that I don't know. That's how I'm getting it. That's what I thought. I was like, but that doesn't make sense. I would have thought her children would have the same powers as they do, like I said, such as the powers of Vision or something from Vision, and the other child, Billy. Is that his name? Yeah, Billy. Billy would have, I don't know, his mother's powers, but it seems like Billy's the normal one. I wonder why. Unless he might have Vision's powers. So we don't know about that. Maybe later on in the future he'll have powers. So, as we go on further into this episode, I thought this part was very interesting when Vision is walking into this neighborhood, this block, and he notices all these people are frozen, where these people are just no longer moving anymore. Like, something's broken in Wanda's world, so... And by the way, it was good to see Vision transform back into his Avengers outfit. And then there's one part when he flies up into the sky, high into the sky, and hears all the people talking. And then he sees a vehicle way in the corner, close to the edge of Wanda's bubble world. He sees that it's Agnes in the car. And I'm like, what was she doing there in the first place? And I was like, oh no, she's frozen too.
What are you doing here?
Town Square Scare. Where is it?
Oh, well, the town square, I expect.
And it's kind of sad to see her crying. And I was like, yes, thank you, Vision, for snapping her out of it. Now, get answers.
You're one of the Avengers. You're Vision. Are you here to help us?
I am Vision. I do want to help. But what's an Avenger?
What? Why don't you know? Am I dead?
No, no. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Oh, no. And then when that part, when she said that, I was like,
Dead. Dead. Dead.
and I thought that part was kind of funny, but strange at the same time. So when Agnes snaps out of it, thanks to Vision, I was like, thank you, Vision, for doing that. Now let's get some answers. But when she starts asking him, like, you're Vision, are you here to help us? You're one of the Avengers. And he's all like, I'm here to help, I want to help, but who are the Avengers? And she's like, what do you mean you don't? What are you talking about? What do you mean you don't? Who are the Avengers? When she starts like doing that, I was like, what's wrong with her heart? I thought she was like something was gonna happen to her. But when then she's like, am I dead? And then when he's like, no, why would you say that? And she's like, because you are. I was like, oh no, that's gonna like trigger something on Vision. I thought he was just gonna like go crazy or something, where it's just like, no, what am I? What happened to me in the past? I thought that was gonna be something terrible was gonna happen to Vision in that moment. But when she's just like, dead. And I think it would have been cool when she tells Vision that you were dead. And you know how I thought like he's going to have his moment where he's just going to be like, what are you talking about? I think it would have been cool and very interesting like if he started having flashbacks of like when Thanos grabbed him, grabbed the stone off of his forehead and just completely destroyed him. Well, actually, Wanda destroyed him the first time, and then the second time was Thanos when he reversed time to get the stone and then just killed him again. That was terrible. By the way, I did not notice this until one of my friends did. He's like, but notice that he has the Mind Stone. I'm just like, that's true. I didn't pay that much attention because, you know, the Mind Stone is supposed to be destroyed, right? But then why is it on Vision's forehead? Is that one of the real Infinity Stones? Is it back? That's a good question. And then they said, you know, since he has the stone, the Mind Stone, I thought, well, I guess that could explain why he's able to snap people back, their minds back to normal, and break out of Wanda's hexes or their mind control. So I thought, well, that makes sense. But does that mean that this Infinity Stone is back? If so, it's like, I don't know. I thought that was very interesting that my friend pointed that out to me.
Dead! Dead! Dead!
Dead! Thanos grabbed you and took the stone out of you, and then your wife killed you!
No, please. Wanda won't even let us think about it. All is lost.
Agnes, please, calm down. Agnes!
So let me point this out really quick. When Agnes was just starting to lose it, and she snapped back to normal and she was just starting to lose it, that laugh, I was like, that sounds like a very wicked, evil laugh. Because it was really good. I thought like, like who laughs like that? I don't know. If you're going crazy, I don't know. That just sounds like such a wicked, evil laugh. So I don't know. My thoughts about Agnes in the last episode, remember how, I mean, in my last video, I talked about how I just still have suspicions about Agnes, about her character, and how she knows so much about how she kind of knows, like, what's going on at the same time, and, but she's still, like, pretending like if she's in this trance or something, and then Wanda doing all these magics in front of her, and them she was talking to her children about life and death, and she was there listening. She's like, you can do that, bring people back. You would have thought Wanda would like snap her finger and make her forget, right? Because she's in there listening to the conversation. But no, she's just now part of the family where she's just there. But at the same time, I can't help but to feel like that's kind of suspicious how she knows what's going on, but at the same time, she just acts all... So in this part where she just starts going crazy and starts laughing like that, I was just like, that's a pretty good, evil, wicked laugh. And it's like, unless she laughs like she's laughing like that because, you know, she's dressed up as a witch, and I guess it's just, I don't know, like it's just part of her costume or something. I don't know, because it went well, like her wearing the witch costume and her having like such a evil, wicked laugh, like a witch laugh. I don't know. I felt like it was mixing in with like Wanda's hex maybe, or I don't know. So I don't know. Now I'm confused. It's like, is she a suspect or is she still a victim? She could be a suspect still, but also a victim at the same time. So, I don't know yet, but hopefully we'll get more answers later on.
Please, calm down. Agnes!
It's pretty good.
Okie dokie, neighbor.
And then that part made me laugh too, when she was just like losing her mind, and all of a sudden she snaps back and she's just like, okie dokie. Back to the goofy Agnes.
Happy Halloween!
I'm pretty sure this WandaVision show was supposed to come out somewhere in the fall. If there's a Halloween episode in this one, would there be a Thanksgiving? And if so, would there be a Christmas? Oh, and then right when Vision's he's walking towards the barrier that's keeping the outside reality world away from the fantasy world. Well, apart, not away, but apart from the fantasy world. I thought like, oh, Vision, yes, go. But I was like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna try to go through? If so, can he? Or would there be a price to pay? We're gonna find out.
Let's roll.
You can't do that.
Sure we can. I'm a whiz at hot wiring cars.
You can't go back into the hex.
Worst case scenario, Wanda removes my free will and puts me in ultra low rise jeans.
Hayward has your blood work.
You've gone through the boundary twice already, Monica. The energy inside has rewritten your cells on a molecular level twice. It's changing you.
Okay, so when Dr. Lewis reveals to Monica about her results, her blood work results, because I remember in the last episode, in episode 5, when they were questioning her and doing some lab tests with her, they couldn't get her results, so they had to do it again in that one part in episode 5. And then when they revealed what was going on, because I was very concerned about when I saw that part, and now this part just got me even more concerned. I was like, what does that mean? That now her cells are being reworked? So I'm like, what does that mean? Some people have theories. Even my friend that I talked to had a theory that, oh, but this is when the X-Men comes in. That's when her genes are being mutated. So let's talk about that really quick, now that we're in this topic. If that's the case, because some people are saying like, well, wouldn't you, even my best friend was like, well, wouldn't you think that's the best way to introduce the mutants into the Marvel universe, in this Marvel universe? And I'm just like, well, I'm thinking about it. And, you know, for a person who's not familiar with the comics or anything like that, I've always thought, you know, mutants were born in a very different way. They just all of a sudden started, you know, appearing for a very long time. If Wanda is the reason, and her spell or her power is the reason how mutants become a thing now in this Marvel universe, wouldn't that mean that she is actually a god now for these mutants in this Marvel universe world? You know what I mean? Wouldn't she be the goddess of the mutants in this world? If so, I don't know. That's going to be confusing, because then really she's going to be the goddess, the one who created Storm, Wolverine, Professor Xavier, Phoenix, and her own father Magneto. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, it wouldn't make sense. So if that's their way of introducing, how they're going to introduce the mutants into the Marvel universe, it's like, it makes, I kind of don't like it. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But if they're going down that road, I guess I'm not in control of the show. I'm not in control like what they're doing, how they're going to introduce mutants into this Marvel universe. But if it happens, well, that's what we're going to get. I kind of don't. Well, I really don't. I really hope that doesn't happen, because like I said, it just wouldn't make sense if Wanda's the one who created mutants. But if it happens, oh well.
Damn it, if Westview, New Jersey isn't charming as hell.
No, I know that you think that I have gone to the soccer mall, but it really is nice, right?
Yeah.
I think Mom and Dad would have loved it.
So when Pietro mentions about Mom and Dad, I was like, Magneto? Woohoo!
Where were you hiding all these kids up till now?
What?
I assume they were all just sleeping peacefully in their beds. No need to traumatize beyond the occasional holiday episode cameo, am I right?
No,
You were always the empathetic twin.
you don't think it's wrong.
Are you kidding? I'm impressed. How'd you even do all this?
Okay, so before we go any further, when Pietro and Wanda are having a fake Pietro, starts asking Wanda all these things, like these questions, like, so where'd you hide all the kids? Where have they been all this time? And he starts talking like he knows what she's been up to. He's not in a trance or anything. He's just letting it all out. And it's like, no, I agree. I like the work that you've done and everything. Well, it's like, okay, there's something off about this fake Pietro. I mean, he's such a bad. Not only is he a bad influence, and he's not the fake Pietro that I wanted to come back, but it's like, why this Pietro? And I just feel like, let's go back a little bit. So in the last episode, in my last video, talking about Evan Peters coming back as this Pietro, I was like, now I'm thinking, is the creators of this show or Marvel trying to mess with this? Because, you know, we've already know the news that the crossover between X-Men and Spider-Man that belong to the company Fox are now coming to the Marvel universe, or they're merging. I don't know how they're going to do it, whatever it is that you call it. We already know what's going to happen. A lot of us. What if they're trying to mess with us? They're like, what if we why don't we hire Evan Peters to be in this show and play as this Pietro. But he's not going to be Quicksilver from the X-Men. Let's just mess with the fans' head and make them think, oh, no, like the way you guys did. I'm sure, I mean, I did it too. Let them think and let them go crazy coming up with all these theories that this is the moment when X-Men is going to merge in or whatever. What if what if they're just trying to mess with us? Because it will not be the first time they've done that. Remember, they messed with us with Avengers Infinity War, and also with mostly, I think the most good example I could think of is Avengers Endgame. A lot of people thought, oh, this is what's going to happen in Avengers Endgame. You know, that's how people do it when they see the trailer and they start coming up with all these theories and everything. But then when we see the movie, all their theories and everything just goes out the window, and they just give us this whole different thing where we're just like, thumbs up. We love that version. We like the way you guys did it there. What if that's what they're trying to do here? What if whatever this guy is that's being fake Pietro, what if he's somebody else? What if he's just I don't know. What if he's somebody else, or just, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something up with this Pietro now. He's very suspicious. He's becoming very suspicious, and Wanda, she's catching up to it.
Hey, I'm not some stranger. I'm not your husband. You can talk to me.
But you are a stranger. You're not her brother.
I don't know how I did it.
You see?
I only remember feeling completely alone. Empty. Just endless nothingness.
She did a really good job in that part. So you see, more proof that she's like, I don't know how this happened. I don't remember how I did it. But was it even really her? Or did someone do this for her? Well, I mean, I think it was her, but someone manipulated it into having Wanda do all this. Because we already know now. It's been confirmed that she's controlling all this stuff. But it's like, at the same time, it's like she has no remembrance of like how she built this place, how she got to this moment. And if so, why would she wipe out her own memories? She kind of remembers. No, she couldn't have forgotten, because when she went in the last episode, when she got out of her little fantasy bubble and threw that little droid plane back into the sword SWAT team, she pretty much knew what was going on. But I don't know, it's so confusing. It's like, Wanda, did someone wipe out your memories on purpose? Or only in that part when you created this world? Or what's the big deal? I need answers. That's so sad.
Are you okay?
And then when she saw fake Pietro dead, the way her brother looked when he got shot in Avengers Age of Ultron, when he got killed, it's like, why is that happening, I wonder? Now we come to the part where Vision is walking up towards the barrier that's keeping the reality world apart from the fantasy world that they're living in, and he's going through. And I was like, oh my god, he's actually going through. Maybe he's gonna be able to talk to them. But I'm sure there has to be a price. And wouldn't Wanda know, like, if something is going through the barrier? If not, that's kind of sucks, because then how are you gonna have your security forces up? But then as he's trying to get through, there's like this strong wind or force that's just trying to pull him back. And then little pieces of his suit, his armor, starts peeling off and going towards back the barrier, where I'm just like, maybe he's not meant to get out. And then Dr. Lewis is like, help him, he's dying. Okay, and then this is where it's like, okay, so I guess Billy has powers now, because that's when he starts to sense something. He starts sensing something, and he hears his father in pain. Oh, and then when he stops his little brother from running. Alright, I was like, alright, little boy, alright, Billy, what's your power?
What is it, Billy?
Your dad, my head, he's in trouble.
I really thought Vision was gonna die. I was like, no, why is he disintegrating again? I don't understand why the sword SWAT team didn't do anything to help him out. It's like, get him up! I thought that part was so sad, just seeing him decay like that. I was all like, I don't want to watch Vision die again.
Where is he? Where's your dad?
Hey, don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband could die twice.
Oh. I love that she did that, because when Pietro said that to her, oh, don't sweat. It's not like your husband's gonna die twice. Like, no, he'll die 3 times. I was so glad that she just pushed him out of the way. It's like, yes, shut the hell up. I think in that moment when she pushed him away, she just knew, like, you are not my brother. And I hope she realized that, because it's like, Wanda, you're not right in the mind. So far, you're not. And if you think that's your brother, like, you've lost it. But she's kind of, no. She kind of suspects him. But after watching her push him away like that, like, shut the hell up, that's my husband you're talking about, and I'm not gonna lose him again, you are not my brother.
Soldiers. They think he's dying.
And there's moments.
Jimmy, do you see that? Something's happening. It's moving. Go, 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 go.
when that barrier was now moving and getting bigger, I guess I thought that she was gonna fly to Vision. All right, hold on, let me lower down this. I thought she was gonna fly to Vision and, you know, go save him. But instead, she's making the barrier, her fantasy world, extend even more. And then when that stupid SWAT team sword left Dr. Lewis behind, handcuffed into the car, I was all like, wow. And then when the barrier passes through, like, Vision is back to normal. But then Dr. Lewis also gets sucked into the barrier. And then when you see everything transform, now, like, the campsite where the sword SWAT team was at is now become a circus. Oh, and I was like, oh, I hope she gets that guy, the one that thinks that she's the enemy and won't listen to reason and almost try to shoot her, kill her. And then I was like, holy crap, that barrier is getting huge and it's moving fast. It's going all the way to this place where they sell cars, and it transformed everything into just a whole different world. I was blown away. I was all like, holy, it's getting big. And then that ending, man, I was just like, what? No! Every ending, well, almost every ending. I think it wasn't until episode 3 or 4. I think it was episode 3. That's when the ending starts leaving you, like, wanting more. And then this one, it really wanted me to see more. I was all like, stupid endings! Such major cliffhangers in these episodes. But it's so perfect. I think they end these episodes at perfect timing, where it just leaves you wanting more, and you want to know what happens next. And then I was talking to my mom like, if only this was like how they do it with Netflix. You know, every time they release a show on Netflix, all the episodes are out. The whole season's already out there for you to watch, and you could watch it like almost the same day and the same night. That's if you stay awake and watch the whole thing. But this one, they just leave you hanging. It's like, you gotta wait till next Friday. It's like, can Friday come again? I even thought one time, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna purchase Disney Plus to watch WandaVision, not until all the episodes are out. The whole season is out. But it's a good thing I didn't, because honestly, this is what happens every time you wait on something, and if you have internet or social media, people are bound to spoil stuff for you on social media or on the internet, where it's just like, you can't hide. People are going to be watching this show, and then every episode they're going to be putting up something like, can you believe this and this happened, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, thank you, buddy. I haven't seen the episode yet, but you know what? I like to know what's going to happen before thanks a lot, you know? And we don't do spoilers. So I thought this episode was really good. It was very interesting to see Wanda's children having powers, and how she was very suspicious of her brother, this fake Pietro, asking him all these questions, which is really good. I'm really glad she was like suspicious of him and asking him all these questions. That's what I was hoping for this episode, where it's like, come on, Wanda, don't be fooled by this fake Pietro that you know damn well that's not your brother. And I'm so happy that she pushed him off when he mentioned that, oh, that's not like your husband could die twice. Yes, he can. Shut the hell up. And yeah, it's like, what's going to happen now to Dr. Lewis now that she's in this fantasy world with Wanda and the other SWAT team from Sword? How is it going to be now? And she's not going to have any memory. Who is she going to be in this new fantasy world? Is she going to be important, or who knows? And what is Vision okay? Because he was close to dying in this episode. Like I said, it was so sad seeing him decay like that. I was just like, no, I don't want. It was just too painful to watch. But hopefully he's okay. And I don't know. It's just so much happened in this episode. Not too much, but enough to leave you like, oh, it was a good episode to watch, and I want to see more. And I'm so glad that Vision was out investigating, trying to get some answers. He was so close. I really thought he was going to be able to get through the barrier without any consequences, but unfortunately, he can't. He can't go through the barrier. I mean, he can't last long enough outside in the reality world without being in the fantasy world. But now that leaves me to question, does that mean, let's just say, if this fantasy world gets destroyed, if something happens that Wanda destroys it or something else destroys this fantasy world that they're all living in, what does that mean for Vision? Because as we saw, as he was trying to get through the barrier and get to the people, he was still being sucked in back into to that barrier, to that fantasy world where it's like you can't leave, because if you leave, you can't live, you can't be alive, you won't be able to last that long. And he didn't. He was not going to last that long. So it leaves me very concerned. I think at this point it's confirmed that Vision is not fully back. Maybe in this fantasy world, he can only be alive in that world, but in the reality world, he can't. So it's very concerning. I wonder what's going to happen when all this is over. I wonder what's going to happen at the last episode when all this ends. Who knows how it's going to end? It's very concerning. I want him alive. I want him to be back, but we'll see. And about her children, are they mutants now? I mean, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, it's like, can we confirm that they're mutants? Can we say the word mutants now? Because for those of you who didn't know, when they introduced Scarlet Witch, Wanda and her brother Pietro, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, into this Marvel franchise in Avengers Age of Ultron, well, their first appearance was Captain America Winter Soldier. Towards the very end of the secret endings, during the end credit scenes, they cannot say the word mutants because Fox, the company Fox, still had the rights to X-Men, and they, for some dumb reason, Marvel couldn't say the word mutants. I was like, why? So instead they chose the word miracles, and you can see that in the Captain America Winter Soldier end credit scene, that they say the word miracles, not mutants. But I'm like, it's a freaking word. Why can't they say mutants? Come on, Fox, just let them have the damn word. You let them have Wanda and Quicksilver. Let them say the word mutants, for goodness sakes. But I don't know. Hopefully soon we'll hear the word mutants, and I'm pretty sure when we do, we're gonna be like once again. But yeah, I thought this episode was really good, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in the next episode. Because if you think about it, there's only 3 episodes left. So it's like, time is running short, people. It's like I said in the last episode of my review of WandaVision, are they going to have enough time to explain this whole WandaVision story in this whole season? Or will they have a season 2? I don't think they will. Maybe they will probably continue on with this story with, what is it, that series that's coming out, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Or if not, Loki, or possibly any of those other Marvel spin-off shows. Or, I don't want to reveal any spoilers, but they did say that this WandaVision is going to connect to a certain movie in the future, so maybe we might get to see a certain special character come out in the very last episode of this WandaVision. Who knows? Who knows? I don't want to reveal too much for those of you who don't know, but for those of you who do know what I'm talking about. So yeah, only 3 episodes remain, and time is running short, like I said, so let's just hope they will be able to explain as much as they could in this season and in the last remaining episodes. And let's hope that it doesn't feel rushed, because so far they've been doing a really good job with all these episodes. And but yeah, let's continue to hope that it gets better and better, because it is. All right. Well, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of, well, this video, my review of WandaVision episode 6. I would like for you all to share your thoughts of what you thought about this episode too. Like, are you just amazed of like how powerful Wanda is? I almost forgot to mention about that. Look how powerful she is. If she's able to create this whole new world and expand the barrier, her fantasy world, into this big, huge, bigger bubble, it's like, how powerful is she, man? It's like incredible. But share your thoughts, and remember, please, no spoilers for those of us who are not familiar with the comic books and wish not to hear any spoilers. Please just share your thoughts of what you thought. Like, oh, I love this episode. I like this part. This is my favorite part of this episode. Whatever, stuff like that. Keep it simple and be nice to others that don't want to get spoiled. Well, thank you all so very much, and I hope to see you all in the next episode of WandaVision Review, episode 7. Can't wait. See you later, guys. Take care of yourselves.